What's up, Tea Weirdos? This is Denny.
And this is James from TeaDB, bringing you episode 217.
Boom.
So we got some raw pu'erh there.
Yum, yum.
And this tea, I actually got a sample of it in Hong Kong. So it was I went to a tea meetup out there, actually.
Nice.
And I was sent home very generously with some samples of some famous teas.
Hell yeah.
So this is from 1999. It is the Changtai, or Yichanghao. It's a Yiwu tea.
Cool.
And it's been aged in Hong Kong.
Awesome. Wow. And did you go through with a pick? Did it come with already in loose leaf form like that?
It effectively came in sort of looser leaf form. And I will say, especially thank you to 3B on the Hong Kong tea form, or Thomas, as his real name is, for just providing this tea. This is the sort of tea that is very expensive now, expensive enough that it's not really feasible for, I think, most of us to buy. So it's a way to taste this for someone that bought it much earlier.
Yeah.
The price was
We
cheaper.
were spoiled. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Look at that color already. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Incredible. Actually, it's really clean looking, too.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
And take a quick smell of that.
Okay, a lot going on the smell there. I'm getting just that sort of typical old aged vibe going on. I'm also getting a little bit of some spiciness and then a little bit of some fungal. This has definitely been
Fermented.
Yeah. Some. Yeah, exactly right. Wow, look at that color again. And as compared to last episode where our pours were going more slowly because we're using a Yixing with a very small spout, this brewing vessel, it's just dumped in and you're done. So for doing really quick flash brews with these sort of high-end teas that you really want to get going a little bit more quickly without overbrewing, something like this sort of a vessel might be advantageous.
Yep.
Yeah, look at how much.
And we're dealing with a tea that was compressed, but it's pretty much in loose form, as Danny commented earlier.
Right.
So, we're going to dive right in. And you can see that the color is strong.
Yeah.
I'm using a little bit more leaf
oil
than normal for this, but I will say, having had Thomas's brews, that man used a lot of leaf. That guy used like 13.5 grams for like 150 milliliters. So,
okay.
So the tea was strong. Anyways,
all right.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. God, these Yiwu teas blow my mind. They never smell as sweet as they taste. And they just always have this like just such a strong sweetness coming out of the gate. This has a very earthy flavor to me. Not like spicy earthy, but just kind of like minerally dirt kind of.
Mm-hmm. It's sort of entered it's a little bit older than most of the other Yiwu teas that we've had, so you can sort of taste that. It does. I agree with Denny that it definitely has some more earthiness than your average Yiwu tea. That's a little bit younger.
So this is, texturally speaking, this is really smooth. It's already a delight to be drinking this, and I'm expecting a lot of progression in this tea.
Yeah. You know what? I get some of those sort of like cherry wood vibes off of this initial infusion.
I am too.
Yeah, which is something that we actually just got from the red pu'erh.
Yeah, and also I think atypical in this category. I don't tend to notice those as much. I mean, usually you're going to get kind of like a blunted gasoline-y sort of a peaty kind of a vibe from some of these. The spiciness definitely, and the minerals, but yeah. And in terms of parameters and stuff like that, James, I mean, anyone who's watched the show a million times knows, but just in case.
So I'm using 5.5 grams for 75 milliliters.
Cool.
So usually it'd be 5, but we are at the end of the sample, and so I just got rid of the dust, and we're brewing.
Yeah.
What we got, and you see the color is getting even darker.
Yeah, which is crazy. So this is why it's called red tea.
Yep.
All right, let's keep doing it. Yum yum.
Cheers, guys.
Salud. Tasting a little bit of the mushroominess, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
It just has kind of that earthiness to it. Some good oils on this too.
Yeah.
I'm still noticing even in the pour there.
It has that really soft, smooth texture to it too.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question: How would you say? Would you say this is similar to sort of like Hong Kong stored, like the more aggressively stored, as I used the term last episode?
This tastes more aggressively stored. You know, it just tastes more like older, frankly. And it's got like a very strong residual mouth feel. But yeah, no, I'd say that this tastes old, wet stored. I think maybe if it were dry stored, I'm not sure we would be getting that sort of like mushroomy earthiness from it. Maybe we would be. I don't know. It's hard to say. But it's delicious.
Yeah.
So whatever it is.
Would you say it's clean?
Yeah, absolutely. And and why I'm saying that, the color of the core, and then the actual like grittiness in the mouth, is it tastes like sort of like pure and crisp and kind of yeah, it does. It tastes absolutely great. Did we rinse this or just
We did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we rinsed it. One rinse. Cheers, guys.
Really nice kind of cherry. Kind of like a burnt cherry sweetness to it. Sort of like this, sort of the sweetness of the cherries, and then that kind of like burnt sugar, almost slightly bitterness to it at the very end.
Interesting. I almost want to say it has sort of like a grainy malt. You definitely get the fungal mushrooms that Denny's describing. And let's take a smell.
I think the maltiness is 100% right on. So great call. And yeah, just in terms of the leaf quality and looking in the cup here, it looks really good. I mean, this is an old tea, so you're going to expect that as it's been moved around and stuff, some of the leaves are going to be more crushed than others, but good balance in here for sure. And you can see the age. You can kind of see the dulling of the green a little bit. It's definitely not like a dark tea.
And you can see that
on this, right?
there's sort of darkish leaves, definitely darker than a young Pu'erh would be.
I think the sweetness from the sort of Yiwu sweetness that I'm used to has died off a little bit in the cup. I'm tasting it. So
yeah, and to be clear, I am brewing this a bit more aggressively than I would, partially because of the age, and I know that it's a pretty smooth tea, so just pushing it a little bit more as a result of sort of the tea's pedigree.
And also, you're using a little bit more leaf as well.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. So let's keep going. Yeah. Liqueur-wise, this looks deceptively like a ripe at this point.
It does. Yeah. Dark red. I mean, it's brewing a similar color to the previous tea.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Creamier notes going on now. I think the sweetness has settled down a little bit for me, and it's more of a, I'm really experiencing the texture of this tea. I think it's got a really nice body. I feel like I'm also just like tasting it deeper down here a little bit, and feeling good.
So what is the energy? Is it sort of like a more relaxing, uplifting?
I think I'm not like jittery, but I think attention is kind of just sort of enlivening. I think I'm a bit more focused. This is a good ADHD medication tea.
Yeah,
please don't do anything.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah, we're not doctors.
Oh my God,
we're not doctors in any sense of that word. We have to have like medical disclaimers now.
All of the disclaimers are just all apply right now. Don't do this shit. So, but yeah, this is good, and I'm noticing also the oils continuing to appear in the cup, which is good.
Do you sort of taste those oils?
I can't say I taste them explicitly. I'm sure they're contributing to the flavor profile of the tea, though.
Yeah. And for you, the classic TeaDB question.
Yeah.
What time of day would you have this tea? We've been asking this question for 217 episodes.
God, I'd say I think this tea definitely deserves its own session. I would wait after a meal. I'd really sort of come to this with a clean palate. And I think you could drink this anytime, but this definitely has a lot of robust flavor. So I'd say maybe towards the end of a day of drinking might be the opportune time to be drinking it.
And so we also talk about this tea being sort of similar liqueur-wise to a ripe.
Yeah.
Would you say it tastes like a ripe?
I think it has notes of it for sure. You know, that sort of creamy vanilla, a little bit of that cherry, a little bit of the bark. But I think in different pieces, I think it's a little bit more dirt, earthy, and I'm getting a little bit of a black pepper residual, subtle spice, kind of a 5%, just sort of like, you know, what's it called? Capsaicin, whatever it is.
Interesting.
It's kind of like just that sort of little bit of spice, residual spice that's nice, interesting. So it's got a lot going on.
I'd also say it tastes, it has some of those notes, but I'd say it's stronger than your ripe.
Definitely.
If you're looking at ways to differentiate it, it's punchier, it's more pungent.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And I think it also has a very unique Yiwu sweetness that has kind of died off now, but that is unlike a lot of the ripes that you're going to be drinking. So, yeah.
And the aftertaste is really nice. I'm tasting it in my throat. Denny talked about sort of like the upper diaphragm as well. So it's got a really nice depth to the whole thing.
Yeah, a little almost chocolatey bitterness about a third of the way through, but it doesn't resolve into anything off-putting or too pungent per se. This is a really nice tea, and it's evolving a lot. I don't know if I don't think this probably passes the mom test. This kind of has some abrasive flavors in it, but it's absolutely an interesting tea. And this is definitely a tea that I think bringing onto the show is a wonderful way to exemplify this tea. But also, just when you're having a tea like this, doing so with friends who are kind of into this, I think would probably be best.
I would say, well, I agree with Danny. It does not pass the mom test. It definitely passes the Pu'erh test. Eventually, we need to sort of make a Venn diagram of both of them, and the teas that both fit into both. Those are the real keepers. I'm not even sure what tea would fit into both, but
I have no idea. Yeah, definitely have like a kind of a bitter after taste at this point. But a lot of just sort of lively flavors. I definitely agree that this is still a very intense tea, and that I think it'll also kind of calm down a little bit as we're gonna age more.
Yeah.
And what's the age on this?
1999, so it's
old.
18 years old, almost 20. So
yeah, absolutely.
And it tastes about that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep drinking.
Yeah. And we will do one last one.
Cheers.
We have done a number of infusions. Still pretty dark.
That Yiwu sweetness is coming back again as it's getting a little bit lighter.
Yeah, I've liked these last couple steeps. I feel like some of that harshness has died off a little bit, and we're getting some of that more natural sweetness to it.
And for you folks out there who are trying to sort of brew around those kind of parameters, it's just a matter of heat and time. So the convenient thing is that as you're brewing, if you're not reheating the water and you're just continuing the flash brew, you'll decrease the intensity as the water saturates the leaves a little bit more. So it should sort of kind of, the water saturation goes up, the temperature of the water goes down, and it kind of hits a sweet spot. So,
and something like this is going to cool down a little bit faster than the clay vessel that we used in the previous episode too. So it's a lot of little small factors that experience will
play around with.
Mainly just inform.
James is doing a great job of doing this, and this is tasty, challenging. I'm 100% awake right now, even though it's interesting. I have like that small, physically relaxed but quite attentive energy going on. Oh, the aroma is really changing a lot too. This is hard to place though.
Has something like chocolate florals. I almost want to describe it. The leaves themselves are, what color would you say? Dark green, light brown, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yep, kind of the end of autumn colored typical thing.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. All right.
Last cup.
Last cup. Here you are.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Mm. Some of those fungal notes are coming back for this, Steve.
This is one of those sort of quixotic, attention-drawing teas. Hard to describe. You know it's delicious. You're not quite sure why. There's a lot going on in this tea. Shout out to the Hong Kong Tea Club.
Yeah, thank you guys for this tea. Thank you, 3B, as he's called. I forget what the 3B stand for, but so imagine drinking this tea, but with 13.5 grams instead of 5.
Fuck.
So Thomas gave me a sample.
Oh.
I split it into 2. So
Yeah, good call.
yeah.
Well, thanks again, Thomas.
Yeah, thank
and to all of you weird poo heads out there who are into watching us go on and on about this, thank you for watching. If you have yet to sign up or subscribe, to our YouTube channel, do so below. If you don't, you're gonna get kicked off of the internet. So
Yeah, we're gonna ban you.
yeah, well, Al Gore will
yeah.
actually. He's the leader of the internet.
Yeah.
None of that is true, but do subscribe. And check us out on TeaDB.org to follow us online, comment on the website if you want to. Lots of content there, written and video content. We have in between episodes, in between these shows. And what else? Is that it?
I think that's it. I think you
That's
covered
it.
it all. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, follow along. We'll see you dudes next time, dude and dudettes and grandma and grandpas next time for episode 218.
Yep.
And until then, cheers.
Cheers.